Why send me to a performing arts school if you're not gonna allow me to be creative or express myself? Sounds like a contradiction to me.
Daddy, there's something behind your ear.
Oh, please, that is so late.
What do you mean?
It's in your hand.
You need to borrow some detergent?
No, it's okay. My grandma's ticky. If I get the wrong soap, she says it's gonna make her butt itch.
Excuse me, I'm Richard, the head butler.
Well, apparently I'm Gail, the first daughter.
Well, I think you're very confused on who has the power in the situation.
You know what?
I'm not the same Lauren I used to be.
Still have it in my phone. I went to the police and everything about it, and they were like, well, we can't do anything until we hurt you. And I was like, okay, well, is your body camera on? He was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to kill him myself. So I just wanted you to have that on record, because if I find him and see him, like, I'm going to kill him.
What if the girl next door from your favorite childhood sitcom almost got kidnapped on her way to film that very show?
Born on July 20th, 1992, in Dallas, Texas, Paige Audrey Marie Hurd entered a world that would never be quite normal.
Her mother, Cheryl Martin, a Puerto Rican powerhouse who would go on to become CEO of CMA Entertainment. Her father, an African-American man whose identity remains shrouded in mystery. But there was someone else in Paige's life from the very beginning, someone who would change everything. The late legendary DMX wasn't just a family friend. He was her godfather. And how did that happen? Nobody saw it coming. Paige grew up as one of 5 siblings in a household that moved constantly. From Dallas to Reseda, California, her childhood was anything but typical. While most kids were playing outside, Paige's mother enrolled her in JCPenney modeling catalogs and runway shows before she could even spell Hollywood.
So I started out in like JCPenney modeling and like catalogs and then doing like the little runway shows. And then we moved to New York after my parents' divorce. I had like a few little commercials, and I had a national commercial with Kmart in Sesame Street. I really wish I could like find that online, because that's where it just like kind of took off for me as like a child actor.
On the Real 92.3 LA show, Paige opens up about where she actually grew up and what that neighborhood was really like.
It's like I did kind of have a normal childhood. Like, I'm one of 5 kids. We grew up all over the valley, but like our home where we settled for a few years was Reseda.
If you know, you know. Paige wasn't living some glamorous child star life. She was taking the metro to homeschool while filming one of the biggest sitcoms on television.
Taking the metro to school while I'm filming Everybody Hates Chris. Like,
Oh my gosh.
my mom was really trying to keep me humble. She did a great job.
But that wasn't even the scariest part of her commute.
One time I almost got kidnapped going to school, but that's a whole nother story. It's a long story. Yes. These 2 men pulled into an alley, and I was walking to school, and they got out and they're like, get in the car. And I was like, and I just took off running. But guess what? I had nowhere to go but the bus stop, because I had to get to homeschool. You have to check in 2 times a week.
Let that sink in. A child actress, recognized by millions, almost kidnapped on her way to school. 2 men pulled into an alley, got out of their car, and demanded she get in. Paige ran. She had nowhere to go but the bus stop, knowing she had to check in to homeschool that day. When she got home and told her mother what happened, the response wasn't what you'd expect.
I'm like, you have me on TV and taking the metro at the same time. Like, and she was like, I don't have you doing anything. Like, everybody's just, all my other siblings were in public school. My mom was working. She's a single mom. So we just kind of had to figure it out.
That's the reality of being a child star in a working class neighborhood. Your face is on TV, but you're still taking public transportation.
In 2003, at just 11 years old,
Paige landed her first major film role in Cradle to the Grave, alongside Jet Li and DMX.
He said it's so late.
What do you mean?
It's in your hand. For me?
Of course it's for you.
Playing DMX's daughter wasn't just acting, it was family. But what happened on that set would define the rest of Paige's life. On the This Is 50 podcast, Paige revealed exactly how DMX became her godfather. An 8-year-old girl on a movie set looked at a grown man, a rap legend, and said, "Will you be my godfather?" And he said yes. DMX and his wife Tashera fell in love with this little girl from Dallas who was playing his daughter on screen. They hadn't had their own daughter yet, and Paige basically auditioned for the role of goddaughter. She chose her own godparents. That relationship would become one of the most important of Paige's life. Years later, when DMX passed away in April 2021, Paige was devastated.
I just wanted to say that I love him so much. I don't really have many words yet because I still don't feel like this is real.
On Star Studio with Rashad Milligan, Paige got emotional talking about dealing with his loss.
Now starting to realize I have been grieving, but I don't know if I have been grieving. Kind of just like figuring it out. I have decided I've been kind of quiet about things, and that's just naturally who I am. But then when I do speak about them, it's not necessarily received the best. So I'm like, I kind of want to keep these moments and memories memories and pictures and stuff to myself. But, there's times here and there where I just want to like say something or post something, but I just stop myself. Yeah, just kind of getting through it and trying to learn like what should it look like. I know grieving looks different for everybody, but I want to make sure that I'm actually doing it so it doesn't randomly pop up one day and I have no idea what it is. So I am like working through that too.
The pain is still fresh. She's still learning how to grieve. And what makes it even more heartbreaking is that DMX won't be there for one of the biggest moments of her life. But before all that, there was another story with DMX that became internet legend.
And he was being so nosy. We were actually driving back from San Diego and I was just recording it on my own. Yeah. And then he kept like peeking his head through. Like I don't have that part of it on the internet because it's like a 3-minute video that I have. And I just have that little piece that was shared. But he's just like creeping in my video to see what I'm doing. I'm like, so I just kind of turn it and then he's like, he hates that. He's like, what is this? And then he like he really got into this song.
He got into
it. We've all seen that viral video. Paige and DMX in the car, windows down, and Taylor Swift's Shake It Off blasting through the speakers. DMX is rapping along word for word, and Paige is recording the whole thing. But what most people don't know is what happened before they even got in that car.
Another story that I've heard, that he took you to Six Flags?
Yes.
And he missed the exit?
Yes.
So he backed up on the freeway to get on the exit? And before entering the park, he's got weed on him. They find it.
Yeah.
Weed is not legal at the time.
No.
So you guys are not allowed in.
Yes, amen. Thank you, Jesus. To this day, I will say.
After Cradle to the Grave, Paige's career exploded. In 2003, she appeared in The Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers.
Everybody join in!
In 2005, she starred in Beauty Shop alongside Queen Latifah.
Darnell, I know you be dipping in my closet, and I'm not going anywhere until... Leave me alone. You missed.
That same year, she booked what would become her most iconic role, Tasha Clarkson on Everybody Hates Chris.
My grandmother just told me we're not going to our church this Sunday. She wants me to do the pageant at her old church in Queens.
From 2006 to 2009, Paige played Chris Rock's love interest on the hit UPN CW sitcom. The show became a cultural phenomenon, and Paige was right at the center of it. But while millions were watching her on TV every week, Paige was living a double life that most child stars never experience. On The Real 92.3 LA show, Paige talked about what high school was actually like for her. She went to public school until 9th grade. Her drama teacher failed her. Her PE teacher failed her. Why? Because she was away filming Everybody Hates Chris. The irony is almost too painful.
All my other siblings were in public school. My mom was working. She's a single mom, so we just kind of had to figure it out. But in those ways, I had a very normal childhood. Like I'm working on Everybody Hates Chris.
But it gets darker.
I try to stay out the way a lot. Like I dressed down a lot. I dressed like I was a little boy. I would barely do my hair. I just wanted to be as normal and out the way as possible because growing up, got bullied a tad, but not in the sense of where I was like sad about it. It was just like, people were like, oh, you think you're cute because you're on TV, or oh, you think you're cute because, and I'm like, actually, I don't, and I don't even want to be seen. So then I started going to school ugly, and I was like, I don't want to be seen. Like I want to just be here and do like the normal stuff.
Paige wasn't bullied in the traditional sense, but people made her feel like she thought she was better than them. So Paige started dressing down. She dressed like a little boy. She tried to disappear.
Because I wasn't walking around like sad about it. I just didn't want to. I guess it was one of those situations where in high school, I dimmed my light so others could shine, and I was okay with that.
She dimmed her light so others could shine, and she's still trying to unlearn that behavior as an adult.
I think I'm still trying to learn how to get out of it. It's just natural for me at this point. I've done it my whole life, and I do find myself doing it a lot because I know I have a very strong energy or a presence about me.
After Everybody Hates Chris wrapped in 2009,
Paige continued working steadily. In 2010, she was cast as Justin Bieber's love interest in the music video for Never Let You Go. In 2013, Paige was cast as Samantha Grover on Hawaii Five-0, playing the daughter of Lou Grover, portrayed by Chi McBride.
I know it was hard for you too.
Yeah.
Don't be sad, Daddy. We're gonna be happy here.
She appeared in 7 episodes from 2013 to 2017, and her storyline became one of the show's most memorable.
I played the daughter of Chi McBride, who is now a regular on Hawaii Five-0, and his name is Oscar Grover, and I played daughter Samantha.
In 2019, Paige landed a major role in Tyler Perry's The Oval on BET. She played Gail Franklin, the rebellious first daughter. Paige appeared in 27 episodes from 2019 to 2023.
Oh, matter of fact, I think you should go to the Oval Office. I think I just saw someone you might know being brought in.
But it was her next role that would change everything. In 2020, Paige was cast as Lauren Baldwin in Power Book 2 Ghost.
You know, you're a lot like my brother, always needing to win. But when the pressure got too much, he ended up in rehab.
The spin-off of the massively popular Power series, executive produced by 50 Cent.
Jenny and Blanca were right, weren't they? The drugs, murders, it all comes back to you. Don't. This is the last time you lied to me.
On the This Is 50 podcast, Paige talked about landing the Lauren role.
I remember walking out of my audition saying that was the worst audition. You were terrible. Your accent was horrific. Like, that was it. I was like, I can't believe you blew it, right? This is my favorite show. I'm so pumped. It was a self-tape. And I was just like, oh my God, that was really what you chose to do. And then I got the call that I got it, and I was crazy.
She walked out of her audition thinking it was the worst audition of her life. She thought her accent was terrible. She thought she blew it. Then she got the call that she booked it, and she couldn't believe it.
Lauren wasn't just another pretty face. She was smart. She challenged Tariq. She had depth.
So Lauren is just, you know, she's really focused. And I think Lauren is really just into wanting to advocate for like African-American students, you know what I mean? And getting them in, which is why, you know, when she met Tariq, she was asking him, is he going to be in the class? And that she thinks there should be more Black kids in that class.
Lauren was an accountability partner. She held Tariq to a higher standard because there weren't many Black students in their classes. She made him better. Paige appeared in 30 episodes of Power Book 2 Ghost from 2020 to 2023, and her performance earned critical acclaim. The show dealt with heavy themes: criminal justice, systemic inequality, grief, and the cost of ambition. In 2025, Paige starred in the Lifetime original movie Girl in the Garage, the Laura Cohen story.
I need some money.
For what?
For food, my children, me, to contribute to this family.
Which premiered on January 18, 2025. The film is based on the true story of Laura Cohen, a woman who was held captive with her children in a garage by a man who claimed to be helping her family.
Give me my baby! Give me my baby! Give me my baby! Get my baby!
Paige portrayed Laura, and her performance was praised for its depth and authenticity. She also has a film called To Get Her, coming out in 2025.
They didn't just disappear into thin air.
I know this guy, ex-military.
Along with The Accused, where she plays Danny West.
My job involves research on what seems like a promising plant-based medicine.
But it's not just her professional life that's been making headlines. Let's talk about Paige's personal life, because this is where things get really interesting. On the Real 92.3 LA show, Paige revealed something shocking about her childhood that most people never knew.
I think for the longest time, I had two. I really, and they don't even well, I guess they can coexist right now with the way the world is going, but for the longest time, I wanted to be a white girl. And then also too, I just kind of struggled with body dysmorphia a lot. Half the time you think you're fat, but then it's well, I really want a big ass.
Paige wanted to be a white girl. She struggled with body dysmorphia. She compared herself to others constantly.
And I always was God, you made me Black and Puerto Rican, but you did not give me any Puerto Rican features or any, you didn't give me curves, you didn't give me a butt, but instead you gave me a little SpongeBob stomach, and I'm trying to make it work.
She's Black and Puerto Rican, but she felt like she didn't get any of the Puerto Rican features. She didn't get the curves. She got what she calls a SpongeBob stomach, and she's trying to make peace with that. On Star Studio, Paige opened up about how therapy has helped her work through these issues.
Kind of learning those healthy habits. So for me, it's just always holding myself accountable, staying in therapy. And I think that's why I do go to therapy so much, because I'm not really in there to get her to agree with me. But most times she's Paige, relax, because I'm okay, but what did I do? Tell me what I did so I can go ahead and fix that, because why did this person react like this? So I'm honestly just trying to do it all. I want to be, I'm never going to be perfect, but I just want to be kind. I want to be loving, and I just want to be understanding to people the way I would want them to be the same way towards me.
She stays in therapy. She holds herself accountable. She's learning to unlearn toxic patterns from past relationships. And she's doing the work so that when the right person comes along, she's ready. Well, that person came along. In early 2024, Paige met Royce O'Neal, a professional basketball player for the Phoenix Suns. At the time, Paige had just told her therapist that she was done dating. She was fasting, walking with God, and focusing on herself. Then, Royce slid into her life. What makes their love story even more incredible is what Royce revealed about his feelings for Paige. Years before they met, he told his friends that he would one day meet Paige, date her, and marry her. They thought he was joking. He wasn't. Royce had been watching Paige on screen since she was a teenager. She was his lifelong crush. And when they finally met in person, he shot his shot. Paige initially told him they could just be friends, but Royce won her over. On February 13th, 2025, during a romantic getaway to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, Royce proposed. The couple was enjoying an intimate dinner at the Viceroy Riviera Maya, surrounded by rose petals, candlelight, and a crackling fireplace. For dessert, they were served a slice of red velvet cake with the words, "Will you marry me?" written on the plate. Paige had no idea it was coming. In an exclusive interview with People magazine, Royce said, "I was feeling nervous because I wasn't trying to give off any nerve-wracking behavior. I was really excited because I knew Paige wasn't expecting it and wanted it to be a huge, special surprise." Paige was in shock. "I had absolutely no idea. I'm over the moon and so happy." But there was a bittersweet element to the celebration. Many fans, including Paige herself, couldn't help but think about DMX. He would have been so proud. He would have walked her down the aisle. Instead, Paige will carry his memory with her on that day. Royce O'Neal is currently playing for the Phoenix Suns on a $42 million contract, and now he's engaged to the woman he manifested into his life. As of 2025, Paige Hurd's net worth is estimated at $2 to $3 million. She's earned that through decades of consistent work in film, television, music videos, and endorsements. On The Real 92.3 LA show, Paige talked about her approach to money.
I like to spend it while I'm here. I'm not saving up for anything crazy, but I am very responsible. Like I own my home. I pay my bills on time. Everything gets paid. But I do, I would say like the only thing that I have that's a problem are purses. But I would love to just say right now I'm on 5 months, going on 6 of not buying a purse.
She owns her home. She pays her bills on time. Everything gets handled. But she also likes to enjoy her money while she's here. Her weakness? Purses. She has a $5,000 cap on how much she'll spend on a bag, and she refuses to buy Birkins because she'd rather have the cash.
I do have like a cap on how much I'm going to spend on the bag. You know what I mean?
$4 grand a cap?
I would say like 5, and that's like with taxes. So 5 is like the top. I don't do Birkins. They're just too expensive. I can understand the value for some people, but for me, I don't get that. I'd rather have that money in my pocket. So, if a man ever bought me a Birkin, I'd be depressed. I'd ask him to take it back and give me the cash.
But she's about to break that streak soon. What makes Paige's story so compelling isn't just her talent, it's her resilience. It's the fact that she grew up in Reseda, taking the metro while filming a hit sitcom. It's that she almost got kidnapped and still showed up to work. It's that she was bullied for being on TV and responded by trying to disappear. It's that she lost her godfather and is still learning how to grieve. On The Real 92.3 LA show, the host asked Paige if she's ever had stalkers, and her answer was chilling.
I did have one really, really bad for, what was it, like a year or two? I still have it in my phone. I went to the police and everything about it, and they were like, "Well, we can't do anything until we hurt you." And I was like, "Okay, well, is your body camera on?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna kill him myself." So I just wanted you to have that on record, because if I find him and see him, like, I'm gonna kill him. And oddly enough, he lived in New York. So this was before Power. When I got Power, I was spooked. I was like, "Oh God, he's gonna find me. He's gonna find me." Because I'm like, how did he get my number? And he would call. Like there was one night he called, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. I couldn't even use my phone because it's back to back to back to back to back. And it's so many different like area codes, and they're like, they were from China, Australia, from New York, from this, da. And yeah.
She had a stalker who lived in New York. He called her from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. one night, back to back, from different area codes all over the world. China, Australia, New York. She couldn't even use her phone. She went to the police, but they told her they couldn't do anything until he hurt her. So Paige told the officer on camera, "I'm going to kill him myself. I just wanted you to have that on record." She never found out who he was. Then there was another stalker who would show up at her movie premieres and bring her a single rose every time. Paige, who watches a lot of murder documentaries, started counting. She figured once he got to 12 roses, he was going to kill her.
Then I had another one that was pretty weird that I would see in person, who would show up at like, when we were doing the run for the independent project I'm talking about, like he would show up at all the premieres and he would bring me like a rose.
You saw him?
Yeah. And I didn't know at first. He'd bring me like a rose, and I was like, I watch a lot of murder documentaries. So I was like, he's gonna get to 12 roses and he's gonna kill me.
That's the reality of being a woman in Hollywood. Fame doesn't protect you, but Paige keeps going. She keeps working. She keeps showing up. On Star Studio, Paige talked about what faith means to her.
Well, I mean, it's huge to me. It keeps me grounded and humbled, and it also just reminds me that there's like a bigger purpose than what we are here doing. You know, we can really get lost in our success and our fame, and a lot of times we feel like this is all our doing, and we don't realize how blessed and chosen we are as people to be in the position that we're in. And then for the hard times and the down times, because this industry is not always the prettiest, half the time it's not, or I would say probably more than half the time, 75% of the time it's ugly. It just reminds me like who I am and what I stand in. So it's a huge deal for me, and I was so beyond excited and so honored to do the verse of the day. Like, I was begging my team. I was like, please reach out to this company. Like,
faith keeps her grounded. It reminds her that there's a bigger purpose than fame or money. And when things get dark, faith is what pulls her through. Paige also talked about one of the coolest moments of her career, doing the verse of the day for the Bible app.
I need to do this. And it's funny because I had done 2, and funny enough, they had like a little switch up mix up thing that happened, and it was like a very minor thing. I guess it never really happened, but me and Lecrae did the same verse of the day, and when his went up, I thought it was gonna be mine that day, so I woke up pumped, and I'm like, oh my god, and then I see him and I'm like, oh my god, we did the same thing, and it's him today. And I was devastated, because then I had to wait another few months for my next one to come out, and so I was just like, I was so sad. But I just think that's so funny that that's what you would bring up.
She begged her team to reach out to the company. She wanted to do it so badly, but then something hilarious happened. She recorded her verse of the day, and so did Lecrae. They both did the same verse. Lecrae went live on the day Paige thought hers would, and she woke up devastated. But when hers finally went live, it meant the world to her. So what's next for Paige Hurd? She's engaged to the love of her life. She's starring in powerful films that tell important stories. She's using her platform to talk about mental health, therapy, and the importance of doing the inner work.
I feel like the biggest thing and advice I can give somebody is, as I know we want to be isolated all the time and do things by ourselves, I think it's very important that we find a friend or a family member that we trust to do life with. So somebody that we can sit and feel isolated with at the same time, to where you don't necessarily have to talk, but you still have that support system. And another huge thing that I feel is working out. And I get it. We don't always want to get up and go to the gym because we're not feeling well, but it actually really does help. It helps just get your body moving and your brain moving. And I truly feel that those things are the things that can help us feel better. But it's easier said than done, and that I can attest to. So if you ever need anybody to talk to.
On the This Is 50 podcast, Paige talked about what legacy means to her. Belief. That's the word that defines her. You have to believe in yourself when nobody else does. You have to believe you can achieve things even when the world tells you that you can't. And Paige's story matters. From Dallas to Reseda to Hollywood. From JCPenney catalogs to Everybody Hates Chris to Power Book 2 Ghost. From almost getting kidnapped to getting engaged to the NBA star who manifested her into his life. Paige Audrey Marie Hurd is proof that you can come from nothing and build everything. She's proof that you can be broken and still put yourself back together. So now she's done dimming her light. On Star Studio, Paige admitted that she's still learning how to stop making herself smaller for others.
I think I'm still trying to learn how to get out of it. It's just natural for me at this point. I've done it my whole life, and I do find myself doing it a lot because I know I have a very strong energy or a presence about me. Sometimes I can't help it. Sometimes I just am who I am. But for the most part, I just kind of like to observe and just kind of be in the corner until it's my time. But once I'm comfortable and I really trust who and the environment I'm around, like, I definitely feel like I can be my full, complete self.
She knows she has a strong presence. She knows people feel her energy when she walks into a room. And she's finally learning that it's okay to take up space.
Because the world needs more women like Paige Hurd. Women who survived their childhoods and turned them into careers. Women who lost people they loved and still found ways to love again. Paige Hurd is 32 years old. She's been in this industry for over 2 decades. She's worked with legends like DMX, Queen Latifah, 50 Cent, Tyler Perry, and Chris Rock. She's built a net worth of $2 to $3 million. She's engaged to a man who loved her before he even met her, and she's just getting started.